The way that he was behaving, the output of that was a lot of people labeling that as sassy. Sassy? Because I saw it, and a lot of men saw it, as a man defending himself.
Spartans! What is your profession?
But what did I say within that video is that if you're a masculine man and you choose to defend yourself, you must be ready for the outlash that comes after that. Mainstream media today has proven decade after decade that they are not used to men standing up for themselves. So at the point that a man stands up for himself, live and direct, in front of your face, slaps back, it gets met with ire from both men and women alike. Now,
NTR is so right. So yes, so that's the first thing that I said was, okay, these women can come at him and talk about how he's short or saying things about him like how he's not cute. They can say all this stuff at him, but he's not supposed to say anything back. So yeah, I mean, it was entertaining, and I said, like myself, I personally would not have responded like that, but I definitely get where he was coming from, because he had the right to defend himself. So that's the first thing that I said was, okay, you know, this guy, okay, these women is coming at him, they're talking crazy, and yeah, so I was just definitely with him on that though.
the conversation has turned from a internet topic, and it's now diving down deep into, did y'all really go out your way to destroy this man's career? I think that it's absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, so in the beginning, I really did think that he actually did lose his job, until later on, thinking like, wow. And then once I found out more about his record, that he did 5 years in jail,
Disgusting.
and he's been known for robbing people, then okay, then I can see why MTR wanted him to show some proof. And then Aaron did get offended when MTR wanted him to show some proof. So let me go finish.
That it's absolutely deplorable that the way that he conducted himself on that show made you so angry, enhanced your bitter so much that you went out of your way and called his job an uncountable amount of time. First, y'all doxed him, then called his job an uncountable amount of times in order to hurt him.
So yes, and then so he's saying that he went on Instagram and he went and said that he wanted to lose his job, but he didn't show no proof. So by him not showing no proof, and then also his past, I'm at a point where I'm not believing that, because he would have got it almost $14,000, and there was a whole bunch of guys that went and donated to him, and I was thinking that he actually really lost his job.
And I started going to jail, well, juvenile hall, probably, or getting placed in handcuffs, probably about 8 or 9 years old. I was what I call what's known as a crash dummy. You know, I was hanging out with guys that were 16, 17 years old, dropped out of high school. My mother, when my grandparents would get upset with my mother, you know, they would cut off her money, and we would suffer. We wouldn't have. I remember that if my sisters are watching this, they'll comment down and let them know this is not no joke. You know, it was times where it was just a jar of peanut butter inside of the refrigerator, and we don't have nothing to eat. My sisters is crying, you know, and their father is not around. My dad's not around. No man is stepping up to the plate. Well, you know, I have to be the man at a young age. I had to protect my sisters. So the older guys, they taught me how to burglarize homes. It started off with, you know, small burglaries. And as I got older, you know, I progressed to more serious crimes, I would say.
And did you finish high school?
I did not finish high school. I was hustling around, you know, graduation. I had a lot of money. So I really didn't care for school, but I ended up getting my GED, and I got my GED in prison. You know, and I got it out on the streets, and ended up going to college for plumbing for a while. And I was just having discrepancies, maintaining employment and going to college at the same time. A lot of employers, they want you on the job site, you know, as much as possible. They don't care about furthering your skills.
Okay. Right. So, so you began small.
So one thing about his job that had me thinking is, okay, if you're being a plumber, and you're going inside people's homes, how is he able to be a plumber having a record of robbing people at gunpoint and being allowed and being able to go inside people's homes doing plumbing? So I was just thinking about that. So, interesting.
Into this lifestyle of, you know, gang life, criminality. And I guess, how did it progress? So you first started to robbing, and how did it progress into? Are you willing to go into your criminal history? How long you've been locked up?
Yeah, I did 5 years in prison. What they were saying is pretty accurate. You know, the final boss, that's how I was in prison. No nonsense type of guy.
Wow. So yeah, so he did 5 years. So I mean, people can change. So I'm not gonna just only just judge him because he went to prison and he did 5 years. A lot of times, those guys that they did all that time, they know how to use the whole hustle of asking for money and saying this, saying that, and so they're good at that. So this is one of his girlfriends. She's talking about her experience.
All right, now that we opened the can of worms, let's go ahead and talk about part 1 of Watch Who the Fuck You Date. So his name is Aaron. Aaron is my ex. We dated for a few months and it didn't last very long. And let me tell you why. He is like insane. It's like he has that little person talking to him in the corner of his shoulder at all times. Like he's making up constant stories in his head about like that I'm cheating on him, that he's got to watch his back, that I have guys in my apartment at all times, and that I'm cheating while I'm at work, when I work in a clinic full of women, by the way. So let's take it back to the beginning. So again, we met. I lived in Arizona. He lived in New Mexico. And he said, oh, I have a friend that lives in Arizona. I was actually just there. I was like, oh, dang. Well, whenever you're down here again, let's grab dinner or whatever. He's like, all right. He ended up coming, and his plan was to end up moving to Arizona anyway with his friend, right? He ended up at my house so much anyway that I was just kind of like, I mean, you kind of already live here. His clothes was there, everything. So I was like, fuck it. Just, you know, that was my mistake. So my mom ends up making dinners for us all the time. We're Mexican. We make huge dinners. And the first time he went, he met the family and everything was cool. But when we left, my mom called me and she said, are you okay? And I said, what do you mean, am I okay? She said, well, I see something in his eye, like he wants to hurt you or like he wants to control you. I don't know how to tell you because I don't want you to think that I'm crazy. But I'm just telling you to be careful and really think about if this is the guy that you really want to be with,
Hold on. This is one thing that I wanted to talk about, though. So one thing that I have to say is when women say, okay, he wants to control me. Okay, this is one thing that women don't understand, though. Okay, a man cannot protect what he can't control. So I don't have a problem with that, though. But everything else about how him always accusing her of cheating. So he definitely, based off what she's saying, he definitely sounds like he's really, really insecure. So yeah, all the other stuff though, and then but then once again, this is just her side of the story that's coming out. So, but I haven't heard his side talking about her and how it was when he was with her.
All right, that could be, here.
So yeah, and then this is Auburn Priest went and pulled up this one photo of him when he went to jail for robbing people at gunpoint on Craigslist. So this is him when he was younger.
A little bit younger.
Yeah, when he was younger.
Yeah. He basically set up a Craigslist thing, basically robbed someone at gunpoint. Oh, yes. So ended up going to jail for that. But people can change. Just because you were a felon in the past doesn't mean you can't grow out of it. Even but more recently, he had an emergency protective order filed against him by another woman who was basically saying this motherfucker is crazy, and so she went to the judge.
So wow, look at that. So that's recent, just 2 years ago. So yeah, so it sounds like he's really good at doing the whole scam hustle and asking for money and talking about the Bible and doing that. So it sounds like he's an expert at doing that.
And got an emergency protective order. But
isn't that what you said the first video?
That,
you said if you see someone like that, I wouldn't be surprised of X, Y, and Z. You said exactly that.
Did he lose his job?
I mean, he claims.
Did he start?
Because you remember he was arguing with that one girl. And she was like, oh, you probably live with your roommate. He's like, I could pull out $100K now.
Okay. But one thing about me, I could pull $100,000 on the bank. Can you do the same?
And now
he got a GoFundMe
for $10,000.
This dude's a fraudster. And you know what? He did the same thing with the ex.
One time he was really, really mad at me, and through the text free app, because I had his number blocked, he texted me a picture of his bank account, which this is a receipt. His name right there, Aaron. I don't know what Pro Extra member means. I have.
Yo. I mean, can she read? Because at the bottom of it though, it says Home Depot. So why was? But then it's clear as day saying that it says Home Depot's. But she just So he does contract work. So okay, so the company would send him to get supplies. But at the bottom of it though,
No idea
right
what all
there,
this
it
means.
says HomeDepot.com
Supposedly this
credit.
was his balance.
So she don't know what this receipt is, but he's basically saying I got money. Folks in the comments saw it, they're like, that's not a bank statement. That's a contractor statement for how much they've spent at Home Depot this year. Because he works for a company, so he gets. So he ain't got no bread. He just lying, bro. 21 hours ago, this man was doing this. The man played y'all. Everybody who donated, everyone who vouched for him, everyone who said this dude is a stand-up guy, bro. He asking y'all for water while he's out here making.
Yeah. So I hope that this is not recent, but it's looking like it's recent. So it looks like he just got everybody money. He just said that, and he making it rain with y'all money.
And it rain. Now, does that make sense?
So yeah, y'all. So the jury is out. So so far how everything is looking, it looks like he just lied. He hasn't shown no proof about him getting fired, and he's in the club making it rain, taking his shirt off. And this guy is quite a character. But alright, y'all, you never know. So he might come out later on and say that or show some proof of him actually getting fired, but you never know. Alright, y'all, hope you all enjoyed the reaction video. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you all next time.